Zareth, Soraka bands. Oh, what do you know? Oriana banned as well. Probably Sejuani ban. Caitlyn. I mean, both teams basically had, the same bans in game 2, just slightly different on the pick order. So
it looks like Outbreak's going to do this. They basically don't like Cho. They don't want Oriana, and they're going to ban Zareth probably. Although I think Oriana was banned on the other side last year.
Yeah, we will see. I think Soraka was their other ban. No, Soraka band is on the side. Will be on the side of Team TSB, but we will see. But there's the Jarvan ban again. So
same bans, yep.
If you are TSB, do you ban Soraka or do you ban Lulu? Do you ban Sejuani?
I think I ignore speed and I ban one of the Eagle supports, whichever one you don't want to face. I would ban Lulu.
Nope.
Nope, screw this.
Gray Marksman's like not dealing with that. I'm done playing with balls. She's got. It literally was like that kid in dodgeball class that he could be the nicest kid in the whole world, but just was lack of awareness. He just got pelted all day long.
Just straight white girl at a party, just got balls all over her. So they're gonna first pick blind pick Protective. Speed is saying, I don't care what you pick, Kiyoshi, I'm going at you. This is a power pick, a confidence pick. But Lulu's open again for the third game in a row for Darth. Do they want Darth on this, or do they want him on a playmaker?
They left up Lulu, they left up Sejuani. Then they take the Rakan.
What the heck? They have the option. They have the option to take Zyra Rakan here, and I don't think they're going to. Which I think is kind of awkward because we know Aurelion Soulmate will take it away from them because he was very comfortable on it. He seemed last game.
They're gonna take a tank. Can Ropey play Maokai out of the jungle?
I'm pretty sure I'm comfortable with Ropey on probably anything that he wants to play. It's whether, what he wants to play is Jace or Jarvan, like in game 1. When he goes off meta, it's kind of awkward.
But you allowed them to get to Sejuani.
I think TSB is not
his
sure.
Point pretty well. Those ults were on point. His stuns locked him down.
I think TSB doesn't care about the meta right now. They want comfort and they want Darth on a playmaker, and that's how they're going to win.
Okay.
Like, if Juki picked Ezreal, I would not be surprised because I know he'll play it. He'll probably play a hyper carry like Jinx. He might go back to the Jinx. But
do you lock in something pretty safe here again for Korean Marksman? The Corki again, maybe?
As long as it's not Victor, I think they'll have a better shot. Yeah, see, Galio. That's exactly what we want. We want a Galio that we can flex just in case, and that we can throw in the mid lane and know that I'm not going to die to Arethius 1v1 anymore.
Yeah, Galio into Renekton's not very good, though.
But you could... you're right. It's not a great matchup, but at least it's survivable. Like,
okay.
Yeah, you're not gonna... You might not win the matchup, but you're a tank. It's not really what you're for. He's got good wave clear, so we can keep him from split pushing.
So you're getting rid of Azir against Aurelius, who apparently plays him, but I've never seen that because apparently he always gets banned. But it's always in the round 2 that he gets banned, not round 1.
I think they see the counter pick for Arethius a majority of the time. Since he is one of their primary, like for example, when he didn't have mid lane pressure, like in game 1, look what happened. Their team kind of fell apart. They really want to have that mid lane pressure, so they are free to be able to do the things that they want to, without getting punished too hard.
They banned Xayah instead of first round picking it for Juki.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening. Maybe Juki doesn't play Xayah. That could be the thing. Juki doesn't play Xayah. I don't know. But that seems like a waste.
Now you pick Tristana, Kog'Maw. Probably don't go back to the Jinx.
I think he might go back to the Jinx and just say, I feel comfort. Like, I haven't seen him on any of those other hyper carries. He might just grab Tristana because she's the safest. There you go, yeah.
Yep. So we got 80 carry and mid laner here coming up on the side of Outbreak. Any predictions?
I wouldn't mind. I'd be worried about the Galio mid, so I'm not really sure. Kog'Maw's a really good pick against this tanky lineup already, but Rakan kind of screws that because he can engage from so far away. And Arethius, I bet, probably gonna go. He's played TF and he's played Azir would have been perfect, safe, hyper carry, scaling. Oh, taking one out of Shay's book.
Yeah, well, true damage against Galio is just burns right through him because he can have as much MR as he wants, but
he's a hard time dodging too because he's so big.
Yeah, and he's slow. He can slows himself with his W as well. His uppercut punch is a weird movement. He moves back a little bit before he goes forward.
To be honest, if a soulmate gets Trist, I'm gonna kill myself. Over Joe, it's a little aggressive.
Well, you expected Ropey to pick up an aggressive carry. There's the answer.
Yep, your Kyoshi's gonna be on that Maokai. This might be a strategy out of the old Young Narwhal's book. In the very first match of for Outbreak, they played against Astora, and Young Narwhal just sat on Maokai in top lane for 2 games straight and just sat there, and he basically got Flame Horizon twice and just hoped to God that he didn't die 1v1 to speed. They didn't help him, they didn't go up there, they just kind of let him stand there. And Astora ended up beating Outbreak 2-0, which was incredible. No one thought Outbreak was going to lose. So maybe this is a trick out of the old Narwhal book, but I don't know. The team's changed a lot since then, and by that I mean their whole roster's different, except for Melody and Steve.
Now this matchup, Kog'Maw's not getting any peel. Last game, the Kog'Maw you said didn't have peel. This game, Kog'Maw really doesn't have any peel unless you're not engaging.
If you're not engaging,
engaging with Sejuani.
Vel'Koz is kind of Vel'Koz technically is a support mage. He had Trundle game 2, Taco. Stop trolling. Did he have Trundle? I don't even remember. All I know is that game 1 he just played Maokai and just stood there. Anyways, Soraka, he's got the silence. The silence is actually really annoying. Recently, there hasn't been that many Sorakas in solo queue, or in fives and in scrims and stuff. And then all of a sudden, Soraka started getting picked, and then the silence was so annoying. It's one of the most annoying CCs because you can't actually you can't use your abilities. It's so freaking. So that is technically CC. It's not great. Of course, her heal, she's, you don't really pick her for the silence, you pick her for the heals. Vel'Koz can, knock people up. His ultimate is a pretty big deterrent from moving forward. Sejuani ult, Sejuani knockup. She's got peel. Renekton's got the stun, but if he's using the stun for peel, then he's not using it for engage. So I think they do have a wonky team comp, but I don't think it's.
Do you think they're going back to the win lane, win game? Renekton should win, Vel'Koz should win.
Kog'Maw Soraka is a hemorrhage lane where they're trying not to hemorrhage as much as possible. They're just trying to get some CS and not die. Mid lane should go Vel'Koz's way, but Galio is just a rock. He's just going to stand. Maokai, a rock. Renekton should have the wave pressure. Vel'Koz should have the wave pressure. But it's all on Ezreal, which is Ropey. Ropey is, the strongest jungler in the league. Can he make an impact with this Ezreal? Ezreal's a super early game ganker. You want to gank level 2, level 3, and snowball someone. Well, if you can't get that off, if Zway knows where he is, or the laners are safe, which is I don't know if they will be. It's all dependent on that this game. And of course, if Arethius pops off, who's gonna stop? Tanks aren't great against true damage. You said it yourself.
We're going to be getting in. Do you think that immobility of the Vel'Koz, locking himself down to ult. It's one of those weird things where yourself CCing yourself to pump out more damage is gonna hurt him.
Because of the fact that there is no real way, like long range. They don't have a long range. They don't have Ash Ball or like something that can interrupt it from such a long distance. Maybe it'll be okay. He does have the cleanse too, so he is relatively safe in this lane. But when he ults, if he's not watching his positioning, which I think Arethius, he's a Xerath main, so he has pretty good positioning. I think he'll be fine. But you're right, that could be a very big component if, whether they win or lose.
Okay, well, we're going to get into game number 3 here between Outbreak and Team Spankbank. This is the final game of the semifinals. Chat, hopefully you are getting pumped up. Everyone is here. No one is going to bed tonight, as we have on the blue side with Outbreak up top, You Mad Dude on Renekton, Zawilius in the jungle on Sejuani, Aurelius on the mid lane, Vel'Koz, Aurelian Soulmate, 80 carrying Kog'Maw, Melody on that support, Soraka on the side of TSB, Kyoshi up top on the Maokai, Reformed Ropey in the jungle on Ezreal, Korean Marksman on the mid lane, Galio, Juki on another reset 80 carry, Tristana and Darth, Nahor on the support, Rakan. Level 1 strats. Back to the fan.
Yeah,
it's getting fall outside, guys. You don't got to fan so much. Leaves are turning brown, gold, red. Nothing. This is very chill. Galio's dancing. Good for him. The calm before the storm.
I want to see if anybody chokes. Like, I want to see if someone pulls a TS time and gets nervous. Considering a lot of these players are relatively new to the that could happen.
I just hope that TSB isn't like 100% tilted on how the last game went, because that was a stomp.
Oh yeah, if we have another game like Game 1, I think it would be better for all of us. But I mean, I'm sure one of the like if you talk to any of the players, they'd rather stomp than win a close one.
Yep. And it's time.
Take it for sure.
Yep. Clearing champs, as we see junglers start off pretty easy on their first clears, so they're getting going. Nothing real fancy. Which lane would you go to first if you're Ezreal?
Top lane. In the top lane, Renekton's going to push because that's what Speed's done for 2 games straight. I think the biggest thing is that look at Sejuani. Like, Sejuani is on her second camp, and she smited the first one, which means that she should have been faster to it, but Ezreal was like, all right, I'm just going to clear you way faster.
He's going mid. He's looking to get onto this, really immobile mid laner, but he'd flash from, oh my gosh, that's such an early flash from Aurelius in this mid lane here, just to dodge the Q. Didn't want to take any of that damage.
That's kind of weird.
As we now see, the junglers are going to duke it out. Oh my gosh, Reform Ropey. He's laying out the damage. And one more. Oh! Great flash by both junglers here. An escape by Zawilius on the Sejuani. As Ropey's going to take the blast cone out of there. As we now see the top laners engaging on. And there's the CC, and it looks like the chain is. Nope. Oh, Ropey's going back in again. Oh my gosh, he's making everybody burn flash, but he's stuck by the minions. The tower damage. You're going to have to go back to base after that. But that's one Ezreal and 3 flashes blown on the side of Outbreak.
But that's fine. Like, you're looking... Oh, my goodness. Korean Marksman. So that Ezreal's doing his job. Like, he doesn't have to get first blood. He gets in the lane. He gets pressure down, he wastes a flash, forces them to TP back the lane, or forces them to back at least. All of a sudden, you have a huge priority for your mid laner or your top laner. And then you are essentially getting leads for your team, and then you're opening up the map to invade or get wards down. Like, he's doing his job. That's what's like crazy. Like, he doesn't have to do that.
So with this advantage and the top and the Galio being able to back and teleport back in, picked up the Dark Seal there, so going to get some regeneration going on. We'll see if this Ezreal can burn a summoner down here in this bot lane, because here he comes, but he still has red buff going on as Tristana's going to jump in, and there's the Rakan jump up, and it looks like they're going to go in onto the Soraka, but there's another flash as Darth Nahor is going to jump out as well. Excellent engage on the side of TSB. And
takes another tower shot. He's so aggressive right now.
Galio is going to bypass Sejuani in the jungle, getting a little bit of ward vision down as Renekton trading off some damage up in top lane. Now, Kyoshi didn't back. Oh, no, that's not a good sign. No more red buff, though, so can't continue those slow procs.
Look, Speed is doing his normal thing of dominating whoever his opponent is. He's almost got double his CS. He'll catch that way, though.
We'll see if this Maokai can sustain up in this top lane, as after that flash was burnt by the Renekton, was able to pick up a long sword and teleport back to lane, and definitely has the CS advantage right now in this position. But there is the knockback onto the stun. Is going to dash under tower, gets a tower shot instead. 2 shots, but the heal comes out on that Q. So looks like we're going to have another back here. No, maybe not. Just fainting here.
Ezreal not going for the jungle item first, which is pretty normal. He is going to get the Saber now. Well, he got a longsword in his first back, which means that his sustain wasn't as good. So all of those aggressive plays do force him to take an early back, which is why you see Sejuani getting a huge CS lead.
Tristana going to jump in here with the Rakan. It looks like they're going to go in onto Melody, but the heal come out on that side, going to keep her alive. But that is now all the sums down, except for Cleanse on the entire map on the side of Outbreak. TSB has a huge advantage here wherever Ropey wants to go.
Yeah, but you notice, look at the goal. They're still down. They're down 500 gold because of that top lane in the jungle CS. Kog'Maw has the relic shield, so like Soraka is not going to be too far behind. They're actually probably going to lead the race to getting to Ardent Sensor, which means that he's just going to be safer that much earlier.
That is a first item Executioner's calling against the Soraka lane.
That's pretty common. A lot of people will just pick it up because it is relatively cheap to get the Executioners, especially if you can't buy your entire, like if you can't get the F sword or something like that. Your Zeal, just pick up the Executioners. It'll help you in lane. It'll help them get out of lane because you just want to keep them from, you might be able to force it back that way.
As we see backs coming in for some of our other laners here. We have a bunch of long swords for Renekton up in top lane versus Glacial Shard. As we see the interaction, Galio has picked up that Negatron cloak to Vel'Koz's Amp Tome.
It's the same thing Speed did last game, where he just built 3 long swords and said, "Come at me."
And in this one, Soraka's gone Forbidden Idol towards that, the Ardent Sensor versus Rakan's Aether Wisp, but she also picked up boots for that extra little bit of mobility with her flash and heal being down, maybe a little bit of extra safety as well. Oh, but here comes Ezreal and Flash in as we see the jump, and it looks like they're trying to get in onto the Soraka before she goes down. And it looks like a great silence jump. One more auto tech, not going to be able to finish off the heal. And there's the barrier. Let's take down the Kog'Maw. Yes, first blood goes over to the side of Juki. And with that reset, control of this lane, it looks like Kareem Marksman was walking down as well, just in case he needed the ult in.
They are going to have priority on this Infernal Drake, but, Zwei is here. He doesn't have Smite, but he's here.
Well,
so he's just going to have to give that up. I don't know why. He's just wasting time.
He did Raptors. Ezreal going to take out the Scuttle Crab here. Probably going to look to go to his red buff next, as he is down a lot of CS, but that early assist and Infernal Drake are going to help him out extremely, not only in the jungle, but in continuing this extra pressure that you can get on early with the Ezreal before he dips into that trough, before he can get his Trinity Force.
I'm kind of interested as to where the next ganks will occur, because that gank was kind of awkward, where it was like a huge skirmish, and it lasted a really long time. So like I'm trying to think of like where, like is Sejuani going to be able to make something happen, or is Ezreal just going to keep ganking bot lane?
Well, it was right before the bot lane sums came up, and Ezreal had just picked up blue buff. Soraka and Kog'Maw were pushing into the Rakan Tristana. It was, I think, more of a gank of not necessity, but a gank of just
like efficient padding.
Yeah, as we see the Tristana just absolutely taking down. But here comes Vel'Koz on the roam down, and there's the ult from both Vel'Koz and Rakan.
Exactly.
And there's the escape, but Flash Q and Aurelius gonna pick up the double as Aurelius clears out mid lane. So
it's really bad. So all of that huge aggressive wave that you just built up. Yeah, did he cancel it though? Oh
no, he's down here.
They're going for the tier 1.
Yeah,
they have a huge play on it too.
Ezreal actually clears out the caster, so they aren't going to be able to, help take down this tower. But they have a cannon minion wave here. Tristana and Rakan aren't going to make it down here. It looks like they're going to trade that tier 1 for Rift Herald. Maokai's gonna. Okay, Maokai attacking a tower is hysterical.
He's not gonna move that tower, and this was kind of risky.
Yeah, they are gonna get that first
mid. Like this is pretty risky. I mean, he doesn't have ult.
They're gonna try and see what happens. It looks like it is gonna go down.
We got it.
So, I mean, they did get something for it. They got the Rift Herald. Let's see. Hopefully, Ropey doesn't try and spawn it in front of 4 members. This time, he's just going to go straight in onto the Sejuani here. Extra bit of red buff damage as the sun comes off. And now, DC'd. Ropey's stopped moving.
You might see a pause real quick. Yep, there you go.
I'm like, he was continuing, and then he just stopped once he lost vision.
That must be a thing where Ropey's pretty quiet, and then no one noticed that he actually was AFK.
Yeah. So, well, we got to pause here. Reset the map here for us. What's going?
So, Outbreak has made some early game rotations to be able to get that first tower and to be able to come back into this game through the Vel'Koz realm to get the double kill. So you have a huge lead on Vel'Koz, which is really, really good for your team comp. You really want Vel'Koz to be able to shred these tanks with his passive. Well, the true damage thing. On the other side, you have Ropey making very, very aggressive plays, taking multiple turret shots to be able to just get poke off, just to force them out of lane, as well as because poke onto him doesn't matter. He's the jungler. He doesn't have to link. He can always go farm or smite a camp and then be full health again. Whereas, you only have a finite number of potions or, refillable. They did get the Rift Herald in response to the first tower. And the gold is in the lead of Outbreak right now, but if, for example, he just poked out as well as there's way. If they use Rift Herald and it doesn't get interrupted like last game, they could be able to just match turret for turret, and then all of a sudden, but I mean, obviously, I think they want to get multiple turret hits off of that Rift Herald, but if even they trade it, they're basically even at this point. The biggest disparity right now is between the AD carries, which is very scary. There's a 30 CS lead for Tristana.
Tristana is getting pushed off pretty far ahead here. But this mid lane action, the roams by Aurelius have been way stronger than anything that Korean Marksman has roamed to. And you're a Galio, you can ult in like halfway across the map. So you don't even have to roam that far to participate in a gank or some pressure. Top lane's been boring.
We're back to the action.
Yeah. exactly what we
It
expected.
is true though that like Galio should not be so outroamed by a Vel'Koz who can't actually move. Like Vel'Koz is one of the most immobile champions in the game.
Well,
And he's
Vel'Koz can
outroaming
push
Galio.
faster.
Yeah, but Galio can clear the casters on one shot. Like if Galio Qs and E's the wave's gone. Like relatively. So like there's no reason that he should like. I think it was because Galio backed. But there is no reason that Galio should be outroamed so easily, I should say. Like, there should definitely be at least a response.
Well, that's also then the fact that if Galio's backing, then maybe the bot lane shouldn't be as aggressive as they were.
Yeah, exactly. It's a communication thing. I'm like wholehearted.
Yeah. Rift Herald being spawned here in mid lane with Tristana and Ezreal. This should be tower going down here pretty easily for the side of TSB. Galio going to play some damage blocking in the mid lane. As Renekton's actually going to dash in here, and it looks like the Sejuani ult does get onto Tristana, but there's the Vel'Koz ult, burns through both the bot laners here. Soraka heal comes across, and that's applying everything, and it looks like this is going to be a team fight win on the side of Outbreak as everyone is dropping through, but except for, Soraka did die eventually, and then Slice dies into the stun, and Q from you met, dude.
That's an ace.
That's an ace.
So that was clean. You lose one person, it's your Soraka, who literally healed for, like, 2 people were dead by the time Soraka dropped. Like, Vel'Koz literally is wrecking people right now. He's 4-0-2. You had a fantastic play by Kiyoshi, actually. His ultimate was very good. He got onto a right target. The problem is his carries were dead by the time he got there. I'm kind of interested in like how TSB responds from that, because Ropey was flashing the emote right before the team fight started, which makes me think that he was like, "Yeah, I got the Rift Herald to spawn this game, guys. We're doing it." And then they just get blown up. Like,
well, that thread the needle of the Sejuani ult into the Vel'Koz ult absolutely destroyed Juki and Dark Nahor before they could do absolutely anything.
Oh yeah, before Kiyoshi even got them. If Kiyoshi had gotten there before those 2 died, I think the turnaround actually completely changed.
I don't think it would have mattered. They died so fast anyway that like they would have died because Kiyoshi didn't stop the Vel'Koz ult. Vel'Koz ult ran through the entire thing.
Oh no, he was TPing when it happened.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Like if Kiyoshi was there for the whole fight with that awesome engage he had, like they might have even been a win. But probably not.
Well, we'll see what happens going into this team fight here as the top laner does not have teleport, and he is the I guess you do have Galio here to add some tankiness, as Ropey is going to look to maybe try and take full combo.
I was like, wait a second. If he shows, he's dead.
He didn't even show.
He
showed by throwing.
He threw a Q out and he died.
He threw a Q out. But it didn't absolutely. And with the jungler gone, that's a Infernal Drake. So those are they're gonna tie that up.
It's a 5K or almost a 5K goal lead, 4.3 or whatever.
This is the part where that early aggression from the Ezreal did not get them far enough ahead, because in that early skirmishes, Ezreal with the one item doesn't really add anything to the hard CC that Sejuani brings. As it looks like we're going to have a 5-man party in the top lane.
Yeah, Kiyoshi knows too. Kiyoshi's like,
where's
I'm
Kog'Maw?
getting screwed here.
Oh, I guess Kog'Maw went back to base.
Kog'Maw had back. Notice that's why Outbreak's kind of cutting backwards. They're like, we don't even have our AD carry. We can't actually do this.
I was like, oh, party up top. And then I'm like, oh, wait a second. Where's the leader?
Yeah, Speed is exerting his dominance into this 1v1. You see that Ropey hasn't actually been able to impact this top lane matchup the way he did in game 1. Or like obviously he didn't do it in game 2, but you're seeing a 40 CS lead for Renekton. Like, there's a reason Speed gets Renekton banned out in almost every game this season, and like you're seeing it. He's very dominant.
And with Tristana down in the bot lane here, and everyone else in the top lane, it's just going to be a given up tower for TSB as Ezreal's trying to poke them out. as Ezreal, he can try and help with the poke damage here and help with the minions, but they really need Tristana to get going, get online. In that pause to pick the Executioner's Calling, while impactful and important against Soraka, is really hurting his build, I think, right now.
If you're looking at the Rage Blade completed versus the Infinity Edge still not completed, probably because he's picked up these other components like boots and this Executioner spelling. You really have to look at the skins, right, to determine who's actually winning. And there is no skin on Tristana or Galio. That's, if you want to win games, you gotta bring skins in. Soraka got a skin. Everybody on the side of Outbreak has a skin. They clearly want to win this game before the game even starts.
Well,
that's dedication.
Definitely something. So this setup here, we have 280 carries, one coming out of the jungle, one coming out of your bot lane. How do you want to set up to defend this? Obviously, the two of those probably want to be collecting the most farm, but then you have a mid lane Galio who brings a lot of utility, but still needs to get tanky, and a Maokai who still needs to get tanky.
So
and there's just not enough gold to go around right now.
In order to line up properly, you can't have both AD carries in the same lane. If a siege situation occurs, you guys should be okay because you have a lot of wave clear from Galio, from Ezreal, from Juki on the Tristana. And you also have Kiyoshi adding into that. If Kiyoshi has to... both Kiyoshi and Marksman can match up to speed. They can both kind of not, give up towers and what's happening in top lane right now, where they're just kind of chilling. What happened earlier, where they're just kind of chill, they just farm against each other. The biggest thing is that whatever TP is down, you have to make sure that there's communication to make sure that gets addressed. Because if Speed is able to split like he is right now, where he's like, Tristana, you're never going to kill me. This is not what you want. You don't want Juki to be alone in the lane because if Sejuani comes over, they can just dive.
Well, Sejuani's busy clearing out mid lane because Vel'Koz is with Soraka and Kog'Maw up in top lane. There's the flash out on the side of Kog'Maw just from a glacial, or just from the Righteous Glory proc there.
Yeah, but it was a preemptive flash, but it was a safety flash. You should not be having Speed handle two people in the bot lane.
Well, he's probably not going to be handling two people here for much longer as Juki and Darth Nahor are burning everything. Never mind, the return around, so much damage on the side of this Renekton. Yeah. Oh, the slice and dice is absolutely burning through. See, his flash already burnt. Doesn't need it.
Remember that thing that I said about you can't have him handle two people?
Yeah, well, they engaged too hard.
They did not respect Speed. Speed has almost 200 CS. He's got Titanic. He's got Ninja Toppy, and he's got the Fates, which means he can kite. You're not fighting him on a no-item Tristana. I don't think she had Infinity Edge at that point.
She did not, and I think that's what desperately hurt her. Her output, no crits, no help.
Rakan had a really good ult.
Oh, no, and this is going to be a dead... Oh, Galio.
Yeah,
Vel'Koz didn't burn the ult.
He's not going to ult because he knows that he's just going to get knocked up or CC. There's no reason for him to ult.
Sejuani's standing in the way.
I think that's a safe play by Outbreak. It's a very smart play because there's no reason to go all in on the tanks and possibly not even kill any of them and then have Ropey or someone coming into it. Not that would ever happen, but playing a little safe is a little bit better in a series-ending situation.
So it looks like we're going to have some Baron dancing pretty early in this matchup here, right at the 20-minute mark here, where it's a 7k gold lead for Outbreak. They're up 10-2 in kills, not as much as in Game 2, but they're still almost going that rate. As Rakan and Ezreal starting up this Baron, just so Melody, takes some damage. And here goes Sejuani ult is going to miss, and that's going to be a dead Kog'Maw, but they burned. Kiyoshi ult, Ropey ult, Korean Marksman ult, and a lot of engage. And with the 80 carry down, are they going to risk it for Baron? Because here comes Outbreak.
This is kind of a risky team fight. It's a risky Baron take for sure. It's a 50-50.
Okay, and it looks like we're going to have an engage in, and they're going to go right onto the Vel'Koz, who's immobile, and they're trying to take him down. He is going to drop, but on the side, Ezreal has dropped him out, and Sejuani is going to let out some CC, so Renekton can deal the damage, and now they're trying to dance away, but it's not going to happen as the AD carry can't poke over the wall. He's not high enough level for that extra range, and Renekton and Sejuani wipe the floor because Vel'Koz did nothing.
They're going to Drake, which I think is like smart. They should definitely be taking this. But you see, the speed is manhandling TSB right now. Like, he's spanking the Spankbank. He's 6-0-4. He's absolutely a monster. He's not gonna die. Like, if he dies, if he dies in the next few engages, I'd be surprised because I don't see how they do it. They have no damage. They have no tank strat. They're relying on this Ezreal and this Tristana to do all of their damage, which are both AD carries, and he's got Ninja Tommy. But he just won a team fight with no carries.
Yeah, Vel'Koz was cannon fodder. He literally just was like, okay, take all the CC, all the focus. Sejuani came around and started doing their version of the CC, and Soraka was just like, heal the Renekton, silence, and it was off.
Tristana got out of that fight, but there's no way that she's gonna be able to fight this big front line of Outbreak without Last Whisper and 4 more items. She needs to be 4 or 5 items Tristana before she's comfortable at taking down these big front lines.
Yeah, I mean, we look on the side of the teams here, and we already see the redemption on the side of Soraka with the Ardent Sensor, so can be applying Ardent Sensor to the whole team, not only once with ult, but a second time with the redemption. So that's just going to be so much more impactful than just the Ardent Sensor by the Rakan, who can just apply it to one person at a time. But interesting that the rapid fire cannon is what Tristana has gone for instead of the static shiv for the wave clear. I mean, I know you want that extra burst damage on that first shot, but
I mean, they both get burst damage on the first shot. Fire cannon lets you be a little bit static shiv is more DPS, obviously, but fire cannon lets her get a safer auto off with that increased auto range, which can help in siege situations or in team fights, which I think is, pretty cool. It's a safety pick, I think. She wants to be able to at least get some damage off before she gets one shot by Renekton.
Maokai's teleporting in here. He does cancel it, so that's a TP down for the top laner for them just to back off Baron, and they're going to go back at it knowing that Maokai's teleport is down. We'll see if they do a Rakan engage with the Galio ult from behind. That's what I'm expecting. Renekton's going to go straight at Tristana, who jumps earlier just from seeing Renekton pop ulti, as we see. We're going to see. Here it goes in. Rakan with the Galio Ezreal on top as well. So it looks like Sejuani ult is going to miss. There's the redemption. It's going to land on 3 or 4 members as Vel'Koz gets off a full combo as well. And so much tankiness is being burnt down. Rakan is going to be the first one, I think, to drop in this fight. And it looks like Sejuani is going to take down yet another. And Renekton absolutely wiped the back line, picking up a triple kill against TSB. And with 5 people down, this is a free Baron form. Outbreak is blown this game completely open.
And if you're on the side of Yeet Street, what are you looking when you look at these two teams? A lot of people have TSB taking this. You beat TSB in the regular season. Did not beat Outbreak.
Well, we saw Yeet with a very interesting strategy in the first semifinals earlier this evening, basically banning out the enemy top laner. Maybe they do the same next week, but we haven't got there yet. TSB still has time to put up a defense. They only lost 1 tower so far to this Baron. Let's see if they can keep their inhib towers up.
So they're 14k back. If they're going to, they can't be out of their base. No fights, no one getting picked. Literally everyone needs to be sitting under tower and poking. Ezreal's got good poke. Shana's got the rapid fire cannon for poke. Galio has his Q. Maokai has his stupid little plant things. They need to basically hope to God that the enemy team either DCs or forgets how to attack towers.
As we see, it looks like... Oh,
See, like,
no, Darth, you're way too far up, and that's a combo. Is he going to dash in onto the Vel'Koz? And here comes the Galio as well. Maybe they can take down the Soraka before the engage happens. There's the taunt, and there's Maokai. Looks like we're going to go full in onto her, but she's going to be able to escape because Sejuani got to the backline and took out the support. And here comes Naranectin with the teleport in and takes down the tree tank.
Alive.
And Tristana is going to be able to jump away, but now without one of their tanks and their main support here, it looks like they're not going to be able to prevent this down. And this is 5-man getting redemption up here with Baron buff going in, and the power play is going to look to take more. I don't think they should have tried to defend in front of that tower with 20 to 4 kills.
That all resulted from Darth doing exactly what I said not to do. Not that, I mean, he can obviously hear me, but like they needed to make sure that they are not getting picked. They are not getting caught out because they cannot actually fight this team right now. They need the tower settled. They need to be grouped. And they can't actually, they weren't able to do that, and that's why they just literally got blown up. It was a nice attempt, you know, Galio ult did save them, but now Galio's ult is down, or Khan's ult is down, you know, they have no way to actually defend anymore because they got picked.
Top tower and inhibitor has gone down, bot lane tower has gone down, and they're just going to push out as Dragon spawns here, and it's another Infernal, so just even more fire coming up.
So Kog'Maw backed. He's got the Bilgewater Cutlass, which means he's got a little bit of lifesteal, a little bit more survivability, and they already could kill him. Like,
that's because everyone's too busy trying to run away from this Renekton, who has third item Guardian Angel.
Yeah, remember how I said he wasn't gonna die? He's not dying. Like, there's no way that they're gonna be able to actually kill anyone. They're relying on this Tristana because Ezreal's inting. Just not so far behind. This is
so they are going to finish this out, and it looks like, I mean, the patience coming out on the side of Outbreak, not wanting to just make a sloppy play and allow TSP to come back. Yeah, it's been pretty clean. The execution, they understand what's going on here, and they're coming through.
We've got Locket finished, Knight's Vow finished, the building, I think she's building Deadman's Plate. This is a very, very beefy front line with the GA on Renekton and the Super Tank and the Sejuani. And there's still...
That Renekton is level 16 to the level 12 Tristana. Like,
he's 3 levels above his counterpart.
He could build totally tank in being 4 levels up. You can kind of, you know, deal with the AD carry at that point. There's a free inhib basically just given up here. No real contest on the side of TSB, and maybe Ropey's having more connection issues as he's already DC'd like twice already from the game, so... Is it coming up on your end here?
What, pause?
Yeah.
I think there was a little bit of mishap. There was a pause while a fight was going on, but I mean, it's almost minimal at this point. It seems like tensions are getting a little high.
So, I mean, Ropey has had, you know, already, you know, DC'd once, so it's not like he, I mean, hasn't had super connection, or hasn't had a connection issue already, as I'm not going to pay attention to what they're doing in chat. So,
I mean, if he was having an issue where he was lagging...
Okay, never mind. Steele's actually just messaged me that apparently Ropey has lost connection 100% and is going to be out for the rest of the match. So TSB is forfeiting FFing right here at this spot at 29 minutes and 41 seconds because they are not going to be able to play the rest of the game without a jungler. So no jungler, and at this point being, you know, a 5v4 enemy team.
16K back.
Yeah, pretty much. That's going to be a really disappointing end to how the semifinals went. It was a really good game 1, a really dominant performance in games 2 and 3 by Outbreak, looking pretty strong here. Just sort of finish wrapping up this game here, and then we'll talk about the series.
Can we get an unpause so we can actually have the game stats?
You got to yeah, they can't because because he DC'd. They can't, and unless the other team wants to just flat FF.
Well, no, they just unpause in the FF. They're 29 minutes in.
But I think they may have left.
Oh, okay.
Oh, never mind. Steel's waiting for them to FF, so you can go ahead and just talk it out.
Well, I wanted to see where the stats were because, like, I don't think there's more than 15k damage on any of the carries from TSB. This matchup has literally turned from an early game aggressive ropey to they can't do anything anymore. Like speed flame horizon Kiyoshi. That is a big note. Someone post that. Like take a picture, snip it, send it to Kiyoshi.
Flame Horizon.
Flame Horizon is the top laner.
Last second.
Yeah. But you're taking a look at like a very Outbreak showed their resolve in this set. They go down the first game where they pretty much it was close, but it was always in TSB's. Like they were always the one making plays. They were always the one getting the better end of the deal. And then now you're looking at 2 games, both incredibly dominant by Outbreak. In speed on the Renekton, I guarantee you Yeet Street's not letting that through. And if they are, they better have a plan for it. This bot lane has been a lot of the talk, really on Soulmate and Melody about how, they kind of get carried through the games, but this series, I mean, Melody's 0-1-19. She's been a part of 19 of 20 kills. Not gonna lie, that's a pretty good stat line for a support.
That's a very good stat line for a support here. It looks like we're going to have the unpause into possible FF. So the conclusion here of the series is going to be a nice finish up to the season. Semifinals performance probably not as far as they would have liked to go. On the side, it looks like we're going to have a full team fight engage here for the final FF. But this Vel'Koz and healing from Soraka absolutely overpowers. She's actually going to take a kill. And there finally is another kill for Renekton. And this the mid lane dominance in this matchup for Aurelius absolutely destroying the last couple of games here on the Syndra and the Vel'Koz. Absolutely great performance on that end. Really glad to see that come through.
Speed, there's a reason that I thought he was the best top laner in the league. An 11:09 performance on Renekton, followed by the performance that he had last game. Yeah, Flame Horizon as well. That's pretty insane. Pretty insane. Congrats to Outbreak for the 2-1 victory, closing it out against TSB. Of course, TSB showing up, a team that is a little unorthodox in their practice schedule, as well as some of their roster selections, because they did move it around a bit. They didn't really care, they wanted to play. For a team that doesn't really focus as hard, they were a very strong team and they're a very good team, and we wish them luck in the future. Outbreak going against Yeet Street. That's going to be your next match for the championship, for the cup. Who do we want to bring in for a?
I don't care. Bring someone down.
Well, let's see who's got. Does chat want to talk to anybody in particular? I don't know. Look at that damage, though. That's crazy.
The performance by the solo laners was extremely high in games 2 and 3 on the side of Outbreak. That I can see why people say that Melody and I'm drawing blank already. Aurelia and Soulmate get carried, but it's not like they necessarily got carried. They played even to playing well, really performing at a high level. But just how much their solo laners shined versus their opponents, I think, is why people say they are carried. But I would disagree.
So I had someone who wanted to interview Arethius. I think it was Arethius, but Speed has been brought in, captain of Outbreak. Shot caller of Outbreak. Back.
No, not this series.
Speed, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
Another day watching you play some Renekton. Comfortable in this matchup against Kiyoshi or what?
Yeah. I got a little tilted game 1 with the double gank, but he didn't do it again. Game 2 or 3, so it was nice.
Yeah, you seem to be the target of many a ropey gank.
Yeah.
Amo, you want to start off with some questions, or?
So we'll just sort of shoot down the line here. Game 1, seemed pretty close back and forth. What was the real was it really the pentakill that was the breaking point, or were you guys just slightly on the back foot in that game? Didn't seem
we were slightly on the back foot the entire game. We were trying to find ways to get back into it, but then the pentakill just kind of was the dagger. We used a lot of ultis to take it. We thought we had a catch on the J4, and he got his ult off before we could kill him, but we had wasted 3 ults on him. So then they just re-engaged, and he got the penta, and that was it. So we just forfeited it. Better than just trying to find a way back and maybe tilt more. We just said, let's just move on to the next game.
Yeah, that's definitely a heartbreaker. There was a lot of stuff in game 1 that was rough for you guys, where you guys were you always seem to be on the back foot is a good term for it, but you something would happen and then you guys would get the short end of the stick. And then all of a sudden, what changed between game 1 and game 2? What did you guys pep talk or what?
Yeah, we didn't get tilted, which was really, really nice. We took out we didn't want Ropa to get Sedge, so Sedge became a priority for us. And so we switched up the bans. We didn't want Ropey on J4 anymore. So we switched it out and got Zwei on Sedge to take it away from Ropey. And it seemed to work out pretty well. Forced Ropey on, I forgot, what did he play game 2? I don't know, but we tried to take Ropey out of his comfort.
Jace.
The Jace, that's what it was, yeah. Yeah, how do I ever forget the Jace jungle? I don't know, but yeah.
I mean, did you it seemed after this about 5-10 minutes into the second game that TSB just started I don't want to say falling apart, but they didn't look as good. You guys clearly dominated both games 2 and 3. Do you think that has to do with more the fact that they don't practice, or?
We haven't practiced either. We haven't played in a week.
So okay. So
we didn't play before today. Style. Yeah, before today we hadn't played for a week. It's just scheduling conflicts and stuff. But no, we I think we got a lot of confidence back with the Jace game. This is the way we won, and then we went into game 3, and I think we got that TP play on bottom. And
first turret.
Yeah, we took down first turret, and then we got that fight mid right afterwards where we aced them. We did a 5-for-1, and after that we were ready to roll because we knew Ezreal jungle will fall off, and I was on Renekton, and Melody's a dangerous Soraka, so. And then we just had a good game plan. I mean, we figured Vel'Koz and Cog are going to put more damage out, so me and Zwei are just going to protect them and let them do their thing.
Yeah, about that, Cogmo didn't put out that much damage.
No.
It's true. But at the same time, the biggest thing is that, me and Amo were talking about it, how their picks and bans for game 3, they went for comfort rather than taking the power away. They didn't take the Sejuani, and they gave it over to Zwei again.
Yeah.
After your first pick connected. I thought some of the decisions that they made in picks and bans really did set the line for the game. But in addition, I mean, the play where I think you guys like definitely won was where you just 1v2 their bot lane and said, "All right, we have an advantage. Like we get to do everything."
Yeah, that was. Oh, I was screaming when I 1v2'd that. Oh my god, you have no idea.
It was.
I was like, I literally was running away, and I was like, I'm dead. And they were like, all right, we're gonna get top. And then I was like, fuck it, like I might as well try and turn it. So then I turned it, and I proc Titanic, and I did like 3/4 of his health. And Melody was like, should I ulti? And I was like, yeah, ulti. And I eat him and finished him, and I was like, holy shit. And then I was like, I noticed, chase down Rakan. And when I got the double kill, I think that's when we knew it was like, all right, this is our game to lose now.
So, you guys played very safe, very execution heavy thought process. It's very calculated.
We had the scaling too, so we knew. I mean, we didn't really care if the game went a little bit longer. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm, definitely,
but,
especially with that beefy front line.
Yeah, so we were like, they're gonna come at us with Maokai, Galio, and Rakan, and
you went right past them.
Yeah, well, I would. Yeah, I was a little far ahead, so Zwei did the peeling, Zwei and Melody did the peeling for them, and I would just go straight after their back line. I was like, by the time that they would have taken care of me, we would have peeled off their front line. But then I just kind of killed their back line every time. So,
another crazy team fight was where they killed both your carries. And then you 3v5 them. And still came away with the win. Like
that was weird. I don't even know. I think I got Ezreal on that one. I think I caught Ezreal on the side. And then Sedge got a nice ult. And then Soraka's just chilling behind us, just healing. And me and Zwei were just like, I don't know what to do. We ended up killing like 3 of them. And yeah.
You guys look well poised. For like that's the way to end your series, right? Going into the finals against Eat Street, a team that you're known for success against. Yeah. For that one match that you guys won. What are you looking for to be able to take a championship?
Just to play like we play. We play a macro game that I think we can take out a little bit. I think we match up against Yeet very, very well. I think we match up against Yeet a lot better than we match up against TSB, to be honest. Because the strong points of Yeet are the same strong points of us. And so
with like certain factors in each way.
Yeah, like the way they play is kind of the same way we play. Like with TSB, it's kind of like a higher kill. Like we gotta fight. With Yeet, it's more of a rotation game, and it's more of a pool in the two. More of a macro game. So we'll have to go into it with a different kind of mentality, but I think we can do it. I think we match up against Yeet very, very well.
Awesome. Well, I can't wait. I can't wait for that.
My boy Zector against Charlie Smells will be interesting.
It was last time. Definitely was last time.
Yeah,
and I'm excited to see how that matchup goes up against, as well as how the bot lane matches up with their newfound confidence when they've been playing.
Yeah.
Do you have any shout outs or anything like that?
I'm gonna give a shout out to Melody Soraka. That shit was on point. I'm not even gonna lie. And then I need to buy champions because I wasn't even supposed to first. We were gonna first pick that Sejuani, and I didn't have. That's why I like auto locked Renekton in the last second because we were sitting there and I was like, yeah, I don't have Sejuani.
We brought that up. I was like,
we said
gonna first pick. I'm like, I understand he wants Renekton, but I'm like, they're gonna first said they left Sejuani up.
Yeah. So we didn't have Sejuani. So then at the last second, I was like, "Fuck it, I'll just go Renekton." I was like, "This is probably the worst idea ever."
Handed it right back to you.
Whatever. Fuck it. But then they went for the Rakan and something else, and so we were able to still get it.